about his combat operations in World War II. And here's a man that's long, long after the war. And he had a lovely wife, Mary Ellen Ottenere, who's sitting right over there in the blue shirt. Hi, Mary Ellen. And 3 lovely daughters. And he had daughters, so he wasn't one of these guys that was always telling his family about what I did in the war. And you know, why not? If you wait, you can tell. But he's modest, like so much of his generation, which really was the greatest generation. And they basically laid the foundation that we can be here today. When Pearl Harbor struck in 1941, George was a freshman at the University of Oregon. He was in a fraternity. This was in the post-Depression collegiate days. Well, we had to work hard to stay in college. But when the war broke out, all of his fraternity brothers said, we're going to go to the Army Air Corps. We're going to go to the Navy Air Corps. We're going to fly. We're going to go to training. We're going to be pilots, and so forth. Probably saw a lot of John Wayne movies in the 30s. But George reasoned, he was trying to make up his mind, and these guys are all leaving for training. He told me, he said, you know, Ken, he said, I thought if they're going to shoot at me, I want to be on the ground. And they made a joke. He said, maybe I could go scramble under a tank. Well, it's very, very interesting, his story. He went into the Army, went to Fort Lewis, where he's processed. And then he went to a very tough place by Bend, Oregon, called Camp Abbott. And at Camp Abbott, they had a grueling obstacle course. I mean, it's high mountain country, rocky, rattlesnakes, and they had this obstacle course, and all the guys would get out there in their boots and fatigues and climb over the walls, and climb up the ropes, and jump off cliffs, and Lord knows what else. And sometimes they'd even shoot machine guns out. Well, George always won these races because he was really a fit kind of a guy. And so they had a big celebration, and they gave him the award for all that physical fitness, a pack of cigarettes. So needless to say, things have changed since World War II. You know. But from there, he went from Camp Abbott. He went to Nebraska in a chilling winter where he learned diesel mechanics, which served him very well later on when he had a portable mill operation on the Halem River in Oregon, out there in the timber country, and he had a D9 cat. He used D9 cat. He could keep it going because he had the diesel mechanics training. Well, he went to Fort Riley, I believe, and then Camp Kilmer. And they had a lot of camps in those days, in New York. And they got all the guys together, issued their equipment, and promptly put them on a troop transport to go to England for more training. And he said, you know, it was the first time I ever saw a statue of food. He said, oh, I was going the wrong way. He was over there in England, got even more fit. He took all kinds of hikes and ascetics. These guys were like Iron Man. He says, there was one little village lady, a little grandmother, he said, in one of the villages. And she would wave as the Allied soldiers would march by. And she was always crying because she knew where they were going. Then he went to Southampton, went over to France, and by this time, the Germans had been pushed back to eastern Belgium and the Luxembourg. The Germans then, they were the Axis powers, threw 3 armies at the Allies to break through Europe and get to Antwerp so that they could separate the English from the American forces. By that time, Patton had his armies ready. But who was it that went ahead of Patton and either blew up or built bridges so that they could get and relieve Bastogne? Was the Battle of the Bulge, as the Germans pushed forward, the other pushing back. George is at the front of that. And he said, which is kind of touching, he said the thing that bothered him the most, as he was right out there in combat, was to start out with 30 guys until 2 in the morning to do a bridge, and come back to 12. And you can imagine. But it was a wonderful thing that he did for his country, and he talked very modestly about it. When I asked him about it, I said, oh, incidentally, Camp Abbott at Bend, which is so terrible with the obstacle course and the rocks, is now Sun River, Missouri. So next time you get out in the sun and put that sun television on, think about how George won his pack of cigarettes. I don't even think he smoked. You know? He won. In any event, he became a wonderful father, and he was an outstanding landscape architect in Portland. And there's a park near Cedar Mill, I believe, in his name. And so I became very close friends with him in a very short period of time before he passed. And I had the honor of presiding at his memorial at Willamette National Cemetery. So today, his flag, which was given to his wife, Mary Ellen, who he described as a pretty little lady he met after the war, has given me the flag, and she said, I don't want it just to sit. I like it to fly. We have a 30-foot flagpole, and the Coast Guard, United States Coast Guard, is now gonna help us watch the flag be raised in honor of George Otten and what he and 12.5 million men did for this country, so we can sit here on this beautiful Sunday and enjoy breaking bread together. So with that, incidentally, when we get back in, we'll have 2 lines at the serving table. And was there anything else?
Probably Andy and
Yes.
Mary Ellen's family go first.
Yeah, and let Mary Ellen's family go through first.